want to share something with you this morning. Very important. You need to know this. Gather around and let's talk. We'll talk about trespass this morning. What is trespass? Types of trespass, and defenses to trespass. And on the first of March this year, I was arrested. I was arrested for what? For trespassing into someone's property. I will tell you the story later on, but not now. This morning, talking about trespass. What is trespass? You may be asking. Trespass is the type of thought. As a civil engineer, as a realtor, as a property investor, as a student, whoever you are, whatever you are, you need to know about trespass. It's very important. What is trespass? Trespass is a type of thought. But before I talk about trespass, I want to remind you of what thought is. I did a video on thought. Thought is a civil wrong done by an individual or an entity to another individual or another entity that mostly leads to injury or harm, and it comes back to the doer or to the offender with legal liabilities, which comes in that it may come in the form of monetary compensations or other remedies depending on the judge and his verdict. There are types of thoughts. There are four types of thoughts. We have thoughts by negligence, intentional thoughts, then strict thoughts, and then trespass thoughts. And today I want us to focus on trespass thoughts because it is very important in society. I am here on my site in Abakaliki, in Kaliki, Ebonyi State, and this is why you see my workers going behind me. They are moving the materials upstairs. And this is a semi-detached duplex that we're doing for one of our clients here in Ebonyi State. So the work is going on and I'm just making out time to make this video. I was arrested when I started this project because my client's neighbor said we trespassed into his property while constructing the fence, and he arrested me, the site engineer, and some of my workers, because that was the only way he could get access to my clients. So this is why I'm making this video. What is trespass? Trespass is the act of an individual going into another person's landed property, maybe a land or a building, without the consent of the owner of that property, without their permission or authorization. This is what trespass. There are classes of trespass. What are the classes of trespass? We have physical trespass, then we also have constructive trespass. These are two classes of trespass that we have. One, physical. That means you just go into someone's property and coming out, going and coming out. That is the physical trespass. That's how they categorize it. Then we also have what we call the constructive trespass, whereby you start building on someone's property without their permission, without their consent. Then we have types of trespass. Number one, trespass by entry. This is whereby you go into someone's property without their consent. Maybe you just stepped into someone's compound or into someone's property to do anything. The person can arrest you for that and you face the law. Then also, I'm about to call trespass by remaining. Maybe someone say you should come into their property to so and so time of the day for any reason or to visit, and then you, after the visit, the time elapses and you still remain in the property, the person can arrest you for trespass by remaining. You have the right to come in, but you don't have the right to remain on the property. Maybe the person say, okay, you can stay in my house, in my compound for maybe a month to be able to fix yourself up, and after the 1 month you remain. Instead of you to leave, you remain there. The person can arrest you for that also. Then number three, we'll have what we call trespass by placing of something, maybe a placing of land, refuse, or placing of parking your vehicle or constructing on that property. The person can arrest you for that. The person can sue you, and then you face the law. And this is the third type of trespass. Examples of trespasses, that people easily fall victim of. Number one, building structures on someone's property without their consent, like the one that happened to me. I was arrested for constructing what is it called? For constructing a fence for a client. I didn't do anything. They showed me the boundary to the land and the boundaries of the land, and I constructed as a civil engineer, and I was arrested for that. Not because I did anything to my client, but because his neighbor felt we trespassed into his property. And after some time, we resolved the matter and we continued our project. So that's number one. Number two, parking of vehicles. You don't have the right to park your vehicle on another person's property without their consent. They may be a neighbor, but before you park your vehicle in someone's property or on someone's property, you need to let them know, inform them in advance, or before you even start parking. Maybe you come with a car, then you tell them. If they allow you, you park your vehicle. If they should say no, move with your vehicle, go back to your house. If you park your vehicle there, they will arrest you. Another thing is this: don't dump your material as a site engineer, or maybe you're constructing your building. Don't dump materials in another person's property without their consent, like packing of blocks, dropping of chippings, maybe trailer load of chippings or sand. Don't do it without their consent. The person may arrest you for doing that. Also, don't go in to start surveying someone's land. It is wrong. Don't go for inspection, site inspection without the person's consent. It is wrong. You want to sell a property, maybe a building, don't go into the property or building without letting the person know, so that you won't be sued. That's another thing. Don't start a project as a civil engineer without maybe fencing, mostly fencing. Without, I know some of my colleagues that have been beaten on site because of this. You're doing a project for someone, and then the person claiming to own the land or that they sold the land to will bring in boys, and they will start beating the engineer on site. So you need to be very careful. Don't be sure you're not trespassing into someone's property while doing anything, so that you won't be sued and won't be arrested like me, though I was arrested. Okay, that is that for types of trespasses and examples of trespasses. But how do you defend yourself? Maybe someone should arrest you or someone should sue you for trespassing into their properties. Number one, get this. There are defenses to trespass. There are what is it called, loopholes that you can defend yourself with, or situations that if you trespass into someone's land, you won't be arrested, or even if you're sued, you won't have to pay compensations, or or what's it called, provide supply or provide any other remedy, or because it was necessary for you to trespass at that point. For instance, or what to call trespass by necessity, whereby it was necessary for you to go into that property at that particular time. It's the same thing as trespass by emergency. It is necessary. Maybe for instance, some robbers are chasing you, or kidnappers are chasing you, or someone is being raped. You can easily go into someone's property for safety. Maybe someone is raping someone. You need to run into the place to save the girl that is being raped, or the man that is being raped. Nobody's talking about that. But in such situations, it is necessary for you to go into that property to save yourself or to save someone. Then also, it is necessary for you to, if you have permission and consent of the owner of the property, or that of the law, a legal consent, you can go into the property to do anything you want to do. Maybe you want to, or as a student, you want to take materials for your project. You also need to get consent from the owner of the property. Then also, you know what we call what's it called, maybe you have and what we call adverse possession. Maybe you've stayed in that property for a very long time. You also have the right to stay in that place. As long as you've stayed there for a very long time, you are covered. Now, of course, the authority, maybe you have power of attorney or you have backup of the law, the legal right to possess the property. Maybe let's say you are dragging that property with someone. You're dragging that property with someone, and you bought the property, and another person bought the property, and then you go to court, and the verdict was rendered, and the court will give you permission to access that property anytime of the day, because it is your property. You won the case. So in such situations, you need to be very careful. You need to be very sure that your defense is strong, so that you can be able to overcome when you're arrested or when you're sued. So this is it about trespass. Don't trespass into someone's property without their don't go into anybody's property without their consent, so that you won't be arrested, so that you won't be sued the way I was arrested. Don't forget to share, like, and comment on this post. Um, it still was Goodman Properties Nigeria Limited. Goodman Properties Limited. We are here in Ebonyi State. We are based in Anambra State. We are doing a project for our clients in Ebonyi State, and we hope to hear from you and to also do business with you. If you want to sell your land or you want to buy a landed property, you can call us. Feel free to call us anytime, any day, with the numbers displaying on your screen. Thank you and God bless you. See you same time next week. Thank you.